The expectations surrounding chatbots have followed this trajectory very closely. This curve is called the Gartner hype cycle. It charts the very predictable cycle of rising excitement and then the inevitable disillusionment that humanity experiences whenever we try out a new technology that has overpromised on what it can deliver. So this is essentially a map of how the hype we create builds to unreasonable levels and then burns out, and only then starts to grow at a more predictable and steady pace. So whenever there's an innovation that leads to new kinds of products, and these products generate a mountain of publicity that results in unrealistic ideas about the impact of the technology in question. Now, for example, I just showed you a prediction saying that within 2 years, we'll all be talking more to bots than we will to our husbands or wives. Now, that's a claim coming from this area of inflated expectations. It's not realistic. And sooner or later, after we build to those expectations, they collapse because problems become apparent with all new technology. New tech takes a long time to perfect. It's only after a wave of problems emerge, and then those problems are addressed and handled, and that better, safer, and cheaper products come out. That's when people start embracing new technology. This whole hype cycle takes a few years to play out, and it's only after several years characterized by innovation, product development, trial and error, failures, and successes, along with a few dead startup companies littered along the way. Only after all that happens does a new technology really become commonplace, resulting in mass adoption. So chatbots have followed this cycle closely, and 2016 was really the year of the peak of inflated expectations, when this tech looked infinitely promising and lucrative and the whole world was enchanted by the potential. But since then, serious problems with bots have become apparent, which we'll talk about next. We've moved beyond inflated expectations, and we've now entered a new phase. Now, this second chart I've put on the bottom of this slide breaks down how different groups of people embrace innovation, and it correlates closely with the Gartner hype cycle. Whenever innovation happens, some people jump in early, and other people will adopt a wait-and-see attitude. Now, all of us fit on this spectrum somewhere. Are we enthusiastic change agents? Are we the type of people to get in line at the Apple Store and camp out for a new iProduct? Or are we skeptics, like the last people we know to get a mobile phone? Most of us are somewhere in the middle. The majority of us usually adopt new technology when the price point becomes accessible, when the price point is low enough for us to afford something. And that usually only happens after this first giant wave of hype rises and then crashes. If we're going to start building chatbots now for our clients, we are still part of this blue early majority group of pragmatists, which means we can learn from the failures of those who jumped in first, the people who came early, and we can take advantage of new emerging methodologies and best practices to create interesting new solutions for our clients. So it's a good place to be because we have some hard-won wisdom and perspective on our side.